Hi guys and girls, maybe comment if you are a girl, by the way. Today for Teardown, all the Russian aircraft instrument that still comes with its original wire loom with a connector and the original air hose. It is altimeter, probably some kind of encoding altimeter, up to 14,000 meters, 40 kilometers, so probably from a jet fighter aircraft. So we have, as you can see, the label is painted even inside the glass, so you probably do not want to break this glass. And on the back we have some features here with what seems to be some adjustments you can turn. So I am not sure what they are exactly. We will find out. So here we have the original piece of wire loom from the aircraft. It was removed from, with the original connector, and the original air hose with this clamp. It is a rubber air hose, as you can see, with some reinforcing fabric reinforcing inside, and it is still soft and good. The only thing not original is the locking wire here, which I did replace. I did break to remove the connector already, and I did replace it. So first thing we will do is to remove this clamp of the hose, the air hose. I will try to do so without actually cutting the locking wire, like this. So you can see on this air inlet there is some kind of a little filter, and now I can turn the connector and remove it. So usually when you remove these connectors you want to turn a few turns the crown, then you pull a little bit and you continue until it disconnects. It is only a 3-pin connector. So I did never open this instrument because I did just in fact break the wax over the screw here, the battery seal screw. There is another one here, but this one, it is a fail. The seal wax in fact is so hard that you can turn the whole thing here and it will remove the screw. So first we will have a look at what we have back here. So these screws here are the screws that they are very similar to the screws they use for mounting the instruments in the cockpit panel. Yes, in fact it fits. Just a little bit too short, but it is this kind of screw you see in Russian cockpits. Black anodized with a spherical head, slotted. So what do we have back here? I hope it will not be a too terrible mess to undo. Surely enough it is a mess. So we have 4 wires going inside the instrument. And back here we have what seems to be, yes, they are variable resistors. Look, it is written here. This is a logo for resistor manufacturer, by the way. That code probably here of November 1967. 1 watt and 200 ohms at plus 20 and minus 10%. It is quite unusual, you see this. And we have 2 times the same device. So some kind of early trimmer, it seems, with this locking piece to secure the actual trimming piece As you can see this little disc in the middle with a little dot here. It is turning at the same time I turn the screw. So it must be actually the cursor thing with a wiper. And you know what? It looks like I have two screws here and I may be able to open the thing. I hope. And by the way, in the middle here there is some additional resistor. And here it is. We have a toroid with a wire wound of a resistive cable wire, and here is the wiper piece that moves around with a worm gear here at the bottom. As you can see, when you turn this screw, there is a worm gear actuating a little gear here and moving this wiper assembly, which is totally coming in parts. Okay, so I will reassemble this thing as it seems tedious, and then we will access to the main unit. Okay, the potentiometer is back together. I am putting back these insulating pieces and putting back the screws, and I did just notice, in fact, you can see here in this metal piece there are holes allowing to see the position of a moving piece with a little dot. So probably it will allow to read easily, have a clue of where are set the potentiometers, allowing easy approximative, but at least you know if it is to the maximum, to the minimum, or in the middle, probably. So it must be all the potentiometer set up in this thing. These are adjustments, probably to adjust the perfect readout on the main potentiometer, which must be located inside. And I did perfectly fail here at putting the little plate in place. It is not that easy. Okay. So some kind of insulator just to insulate the potentiometer body from the metal case here. Okay. So now we have 8 screws to remove all around, and it is a little bit annoying because in fact the screwdriver will not fit very well. So quick note, the bottom of the label and of the front here is at the exhaust side. In fact I will do some excuse me, I will do some mark real quick with a marker, a Sharpie, like so. Always good before you take apart something. Oh, it is too big. So let's try this one. So the screws may be a little bit tight as I did never undo them. So they are in place since 50 years or something like this. So this one could have been worse. This one also. So I hope I will be able to pull the inside, but probably, in fact I did just think to something. I may be annoyed with the wires at the back here. So it is perfectly possible I need to take apart this again and cut the wires with taking note of their position for later resoldering. But yes, it is possible. I will probably be annoyed with the wires. I do not think there is enough length of wire inside to allow pulling the contents. We will see. Excuse me for this boring unscrewing. And I hope also there is not some kind of a copper pipe connected to the inlet here, and I will be able to will not be able to annoyed with this because it did already happen in another video. I had to cut a copper pipe. So there is always a way to cut it cleanly, and then with a Dremel for instance, and then resolder with a little bit larger piece of copper, but I have no in stock, so it is a repair shop work rather. So okay, the screws are loose, and of course it is not coming off because most probably we have a seal which is probably very well stuck in place. Oh, here we are. Yes, seal. In fact, the glass itself did remain on this part. And now the trick is to remove the glass without breaking anything. Like so. So I put this in the safe place. We have a seal here all around. And little ring. And you know what? It will not come off. I think like this. No. So it looks like I need to pull the needle out and undo these two tiny screws. Nice. So anyway, as you can see, this instrument is in quite a rough shape, so it's not a big deal. I will try not to break anything, but like here already, pulling on this needle. In fact, the needle did come off, but there is the little, what it is not a return spring, it is a connection spring for a potentiometer wiper. We have here a potentiometer wiper here, and it is connected here with this extra tiny screw. And of course I did not prepare such a tiny screwdriver. So it is coming off. I can now pull the screw out. Try not to lose it because it will go back together, and I should be able to. Yes, it is. What is this? Quite annoying. In fact, it is the same part than the terminal on the wire. So in fact, I need to push this little pin thing to remove the spring. It is really not teardown friendly, this thing. How to proceed? I need more pliers. Like so. Try to grab this like so and try to push this piece here. It is a press fit. So you know what? I guess I will try to leave this like so and deal with the other part around it. Probably. So I can undo this little screw here. This little one here. It should allow to remove the dial. Very carefully. Yes. Here we are. Oh, nice. We have some writings. Handwriting with a graphite pen. So, no, this is not a serial number. It is not matching the serial number of a dial, but I can already see inside. Yes, it is really annoying because look at this. I will undo these 3 screws here. And I see some kind of big circlip behind it. So maybe if it allows to see enough inside, I will not take it apart further. We will see. Usually taking these instruments are really tedious to take apart. So it looks like this piece, yes, is loose. And of course we have very short wires. And look at this, yes. There is not much to see in fact. And yes, the wires are too short to allow removing the thing. So look, we have this big golden brass piece, which is the internal structure of the device. We have some kind of big ass circlip all around, with some extra locking feature here. And at the back I can see a very regular altimeter mechanism with 2 aneroid capsules with a reference air pressure inside probably, and it just moves a set of little mechanisms like so. You can see down here, just to actuate the needle in proportionally of deformation of the capsules with air pressure around. So the most impressive thing is for sure this giant brass piece. It must have quite a lot of weight inside this. And at the bottom there is nothing. In fact, the rest of the instrument is empty, and actually the aneroid capsules must end at this level almost. So they could have made it more compact. Except if you need a precise volume of air in the case for it to work. Okay, so interesting. No shortage of brass in this thing, by the way. So I will try to put it back together, and you can see here we just have 3 wires with connected to this potentiometer. But I remember counting 4 wires going inside. So probably the wire number 4 is some kind of ground and is connected somewhere. Okay, so I will try to put this back together. Stay tuned for more aircraft parts teardowns. Bye bye.